not reassuring. "You're off the beaten path and not in the safest part of town," he warned. "If you run into trouble, just holler. I'll be around."
"Thank you, Mr. Lamb, but I don't anticipate any trouble."
"No one ever sees it coming, and you can call me Prosper, or Prop. We'll likely be seeing a lot of each other if you don't get scared off."
"Scared off by what?"
He grinned, displaying a toothy overbite. "Cemeteries can be frightening places, ma'am."
"Not to a cemetery restorer." He shrugged, letting his jacket fall back into place as his gaze moved to the stone crib behind me.
"That one there, she's a strange one."
For one crazy moment, I thought he meant the ghost, and I glanced over my shoulder in dread. Then I realized he referred to the stone crib and the portrait of the dead child. "There's no name on the monument. Do you know who she was?"
"Never heard tell," he said. "But that's not the only grave in here without a name. Woodbine is where the well-to-do used to bury their secrets."
"What do you mean?"
His gaze turned sage. "They're bastards and mistresses, if you'll pardon my language. People they keep on the fringes of their lives. They erected all these fine monuments to honor the dead, but they couldn't or wouldn't give them their names. So they laid 'em to rest here in Woodbine, close enough to visit but separate from the respectable family plots in Magnolia Cemetery."
"I never knew that," I said, intrigued in spite of myself.
"Now you do. Who do you think pays me to watch over them?"
"I assume the same trust that hired me." He leaned in.
"Who do you think sits on the board? Who do you think made the donation to restore this place? Years and years go by, and all of a sudden, someone is mighty interested in getting this place cleaned up. Doesn't that strike you as curious?"
"Not at all. The neighboring cemeteries have been undergoing revitalization for years."
"Maybe that's all it is," he said. "Then again, maybe someone has developed a guilty conscience."
I knew better than to encourage his gossip, but I couldn't help myself. "Who?"
"Well, that is the question, isn't it?"
He lifted his head to sniff the air.
"Smell that?"
I took a quick breath, drawing in the lingering scent that had been stirred by the ghost. "You mean the woodbine?"
"Nah, that stuff won't bloom again until next spring. I smell something dead."
My gaze darted inadvertently to the spot where the ghost had vanished. Prosper Lamb walked all around the tomb, testing the air like a bloodhound.
"It's fresh, barely any rot. But I'm never wrong about that smell. I've had a nose for dead things since I was a kid."
My senses had evolved along with my gift, but evidently he was more sensitive than I was. I didn't smell anything.
"Are you the superstitious type?"
he asked suddenly. "Not really. Why?"
"You're not bothered by corpse birds?"
"Corpse birds?"
"That's what my mama used to call dead birds found on or near graves. She claimed they were signs."
As he talked, he reached inside the crib bed and carefully parted the purple blossoms. A second later, he extracted a dead crow, holding it up by the claws so that he could assess the glistening carcass. Even in the shade, I could see the sheen of black feathers and the dull glint in its beady eyes. There was something odd about the way the head dangled.
"Still warm," he said. "Must have just happened."
Foreboding tingled through me. How do you suppose it died?
"Sometimes they fall out of the sky without rhyme or reason. This one, though."
He glanced up.
"Something wrung its neck."
I suppressed another